That's why our approach is different, because we understand financial data and we know how to process that financial data in the right way to produce the accurate forecast, to do proper signal detection. Financial data can be of different types, right? So you have stock market data, and these are typically time series data. So all sorts of financial data usually tends to be time series data. But if you look at like a stock market data, there is a daily price for a stock and that goes forward. Financial data of the general ledger type that's used in planning, budgeting, forecasting, consolidation, this is different. And the difference is that general ledger data has some peculiarities that make it very different than a stock market data. And that makes it very, very unique. Traditional forecasting methods, if you take a generic algorithm and you try to apply it to financial data, most of the times there are assumptions in these algorithms or their stock implementations which basically lend themselves to more of a regular time series data like a stock price. But when you look at financial data of the general ledger kind, then there are differences. Only, I guess, those who work with it on a day-to-day basis, like, Planful, we're experts in this kind of data, we understand what those differences are. So let me talk a little bit about them. Missing periods. So it's fairly well understood, if you look at any general ledger data, that there'll be times when you will have missing periods. And that doesn't occur in the stock market data, for example. The other part is around, accounts which get merged into one account or accounts which get split as time progresses. Now, these are natural business processes that finance follows, and this is a natural occurrence in financial data, but that is not how the regular algorithms can be used. The other example is when you're dealing with financial forecasting, you may be dealing with individual time series components, or you may be looking at a number that is an aggregate number of a roll-up. Are you forecasting the roll-up or are you forecasting the individual components? So there's a big difference there. And then finally, the big difference that you'll never see in stock market data, which is negative values. And financial data in the general ledger does show up in negative values. Why? Because there are adjustments. So these are things that our customer base really well understands this. But I think the part that I'm trying to highlight is that generic algorithms can be applied. The algorithms have to be tailored or tuned to accommodate for these specific differences. I think the difference is our predictive analytics is developed by us and it's offered in situ in the product, right? So as you're viewing a report, you can see the forecast numbers, you can see the signal detection, and all of that is based on algorithms that have been tailor-made to actually accommodate for these things that I talked about, missing periods, negative numbers, merged accounts. And that's why our approach is different, because we understand financial data and we know how to process that financial data in the right way to produce the accurate forecast, to do proper signal detection. Be aware of the fact that your data is different. Your is FP&A, and I think most of them do know that. But the fact that it is different means that you can't just take a solution that is fundamentally, moving your data to the cloud, adding latency, and then on top of it, applying a generic algorithm. That just won't work. You need systems that are designed to handle these kind of data, and the systems which offer these inside the main product, not as a separate slapped-on module. And the Planful approach is the ideal approach.